began to blur, like a startling sign that fate had finally found me, and your voice was all I heard, that I get what I deserve. So give me reason to prove me wrong, to wash this memory clean. Let the thoughts cross the distance in your eyes. Give me reason to fill this hole, connect the space The years went by and we lost sight of the guys back then. We used to rule the night, and still I never will forget or will regret those times that we had. We were the kings of night as we stood side by side. We used to rock the place until the early light. I remember how we sang along to every song. Those times, they are gone, but still I feel I miss those days we spent together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I wish I could turn back time and be there once again. And in my head I see the pictures of how we used to be. So one thing will remain, 'cause I still have the memories of those days. We were young, living for the moment, never thinking about tomorrow, about the things to come. We were careless, living for the music, untouchable 'cause we would stand together as one. We were strong, depending on each other. It was us against the world, we played by our rules. We were fearless, living like a rebel, unbreakable 'cause we would stand together as one.
Yo, yo, Mike Emilio. Yo, knocking at the door, ain't no choice but let us in. Feel the adrenaline, my lieutenant's menacing. We came to take control, we came to rule the planet. Messing up your plans, and I know that you can't stand it out. We notorious, battlefield warriors. Do it B.I.G., always victorious. Up from the underground, we came to run it now. Forget London Bridge, everything is falling down. Resistance is intact, we gon' push them back. Criminal minded, you've been blinded. Don't fuck with them crooked cats, and they envy us. We do not give a fuck. You got a problem? Tell that to Kanji Club. We do not give a fuck. Yeah, okay, we coming through. All of y'all get out the way. We the bad boys, always ready to come out and play. Oh, you riding solo? I bet you won't hang. Kanji Club, we the most dangerous gang. This I promise you, we responsible for all this mayhem. We do what we wanna do. Better check your tone, you don't want another episode episode. Cause when the force awakens, all the fake gon' get exposed. I'ma keep it real with you. Huh? You made a deal with who? Fuck that. Matter of fact, I'ma let my mans go and deal with you. And they envy us. We do not give a fuck. Y'all know where we from. Straight out of Kanji Club.